Hello. That's an interesting image on screen. That means you did not see last week's video. Last week we talked about using our upper body to dictate a flatter shot or a Hyzer shot or an Anhyzer shot. And we went over just the basics to get your upper body, help you just get the disc on the angle that you want without using your wrist, with really controlling your upper body on that. I'll leave a link in the description for that. That was last week. But this week, we're going to dive into the very basics of the run-up. Let's take a look at that. Alright, we got our 4 discs sitting in the field. I do this from time to time just to get back to the basics. Sometimes we can get lost out in the field and we need a reference point. A lot of people put 2 discs to the front, but this video we'll do all 4 discs. That way I can kind of describe what we're doing on the run up from each corner to corner. We're aiming out here towards the field goal post slash soccer goal slash garbage cans, or I can't remember what was out there, to be honest with you. But we're aiming in that general direction. And we are going to be focusing on the Hyzer angle. And we're going to be focusing on, of course, the Anhyzer angle. This is professionally drawn. I hope you guys noticed that. And finally, we're going to throw a pretty straight drive. Please note that it is still the same day, so it is pretty windy coming right to left. You'll see my shirt flapping in the wind there. On this one, we're going to take a nice straight run up and throw straight down the pipe here. Now let's take a look at this again. I wanted to get the straight one out of the way first. And again, we're not worried about how I'm doing my X step. We're not really worried about my feet in general. I just want you to take a look at the path that I'm aiming at. I am starting a little bit right at the T-pad, but I'm walking up pretty much straight up with the last step stepping out of the way. This dictates that straight throw, and this is the run up that I use for when I want to throw straight. All right, let's take a look at the Hyzer. The first thing you're going to notice is I am lining up on the left side of the T-pad, and I am going to go to the right side of the T-pad. Now, this is not the angle that you have to take every single time for a Hyzer, but I want you guys, if I'm aiming out there in the straight area here and I want to throw on Hyzer, to naturally put my body in a position to throw the Hyzer, you'll see my upper body's bent, leaned over, and I'm running left to right. And once I run left to right, it's going to let that disc go out on the Hyzer, which it's going to mirror it in the flight and now finish right to left. Think of it as a big C shape out there. I see a lot of people trying to throw a Hyzer going right to left or right to straight and then trying to come through on their body, and that's just, it's never going to work. We always want to try to go from left to right. Now, the angle on, or how much you start from left to right will depend, of course, on the style of shot as far as how aggressive you want to get on the Hyzer. But try going left to right in the box if you're trying to throw a Hyzer if you're struggling. You'll be surprised how much it just puts you in a natural position. And finally, we're going to take a look at the Anhyzer. And you've guessed it by now. We're going to go right to left. And remember, these 3 tips I'm doing is just a quick tip, and this is meant for the beginners and the very basic knowledge of these shot shapes. There is a ton that we're going to end up diving into, but I want to really use these really standard basics as the foundation for what we're going to be going into as we progress, if that made any sense at all. Just know this is a very basic disc golf tip that I'm sure a lot of you already know, but for those that don't, this is why I'm doing it. I feel like these basics are overlooked a lot of time and taken for granted a lot of times. So think of it like a mirror. You know, if you're gonna run right to left and you follow through, you're gonna throw a Hyzer or Anhyzer naturally. If you run left to right and follow through, you're gonna throw a Hyzer naturally. It's gonna be a big mirror. There are exceptions to this, and there's shot shapes that will conflict with this, of course, but those are a little bit more advanced, and of course we'll get into those at a later time. Let me know in the comment section if you found this helpful, useful. Have you ever been taught this? Have you ever been shown to walk left to right on the box or right to left, depending on the shot shape? I'd love to know in the comment section. And as always with these videos, please ask any and all questions regarding what we're covering on the episode. And in a future video, we will break down it even further. So until next time, guys, as always, be better than yesterday. And with these tips, I hope we can have more people break on through. Take it easy, guys.